Good morning, class. I am teacher Kim, and today I will be discussing about the basic sentence pattern. At the end of this lesson, students are expected to differentiate the sentence pattern, identify and analyze the sentence pattern, expand the basic sentence pattern. Sentence is a group word that has subject and verb and must have complete thought. When you say sentence, doesn't mean only one subject and one verb. That is not sentence. But sentence must come together with one subject, verb, and complete thought. So this time, we will tackle already the basic sentence pattern as a subject verb or SB pattern. This is the simplest pattern in a sentence. It has a subject and a verb. It could be with or without a modifier. When we say modifier, it is a word, phrases, and clauses that enhance the meaning of a sentence. It might be an adverb or adjective. Always remember that in subject-verb patterns, the verb here is intransitive verb. It can stand alone. It doesn't need a direct object. For example of intransitive verb are smile, love. Here are the example sentence of the subject-verb pattern. First one is the old lady sings. The old lady is subject, sings is verb. Next, the fire spread quickly. The fire is subject, spread quickly is verb. Quickly here is the modifier, which is an adverb, which modify the verb spread. Next, we have the SVDO or the subject verb direct object. In this sentence, you can find already the direct object. It is a noun or pronoun that receive the action of a transitive verb. When we say transitive verb, it is a verb that could not stand alone. They need the direct object. Here are the examples. Sansa read the book. Sansa is the subject. Read is the verb. The book is the direct object. What did Sansa read? The book. Next is we bake a cake. We is the subject. Bake is the verb. A cake is a direct object. What did they bake? A cake. Next, we have the SVIODO or the subject, verb, indirect object plus direct object. In this sentence, you can find already the indirect object with direct object. When we say indirect object, this is a noun or pronoun that describes the direct object. You can easily identify the indirect object by asking the question, to whom or for whom. Here are the example. I gave the cat some milk. I is the subject. Gave is the verb. The cat is the indirect object. So let's try asking. To whom did she give some milk? To the cat. So some milk is the direct object. So let's try ask. What did she give to the cat? Some milk. Next we have Tyrone ask Arya some questions. Tyrone is the subject. Ask is the verb. Arya is the indirect object. Some question is the direct object. Next, we have the SVDOOC or the subject, verb, plus direct object plus objective complement. This pattern has transitive verb, so it needs the direct object and objective complement. When we say objective complement, it completes the meaning of the verb and it modifies the direct object. Example, the professor called the student brilliant. The professor is the subject. Called is verb. The student is the direct object. Brilliant is the objective complement which describes the direct object, the student. Next, we have the we named our daughter Alice. We is the subject. Name is verb. Our daughter is the direct object. Alice is the object complement. Next, we have the SLBPN or the subject linking verb plus predicate nominatives. In this pattern, you can find already the linking verb and the predicate nominative. When say linking verb, it is the verb that don't show any actions, but rather they link the subject to the entire sentences. Example of the linking verbs are was, were, could. When you say predicate nominative, this is a noun or pronoun that appears with a linking verb, and they remain, identify, and explain the entire subject. Example, George R. R. Martin is a novelist. George R. R. Martin is the subject. Is the linking verb. A novelist is the PN. Next is the first letter of the English alphabet is A. The subject is the first letter of the English alphabet. S is the linking verb and A is the PN. Next, we have the SLBPA or the subject, linking verb plus predicate adjectives. In this pattern, it includes the linking verb with adjectives. These adjectives describe the subject of the sentence. Example, the waves seemed wild and angry. The waves is the subject. Seemed is linking verb. Wild and angry is the PA. The barbecue coals are hot. The barbecue coals is the subject. Are is the linking verb and hot is the PA. Before I will end my class, please answer these activities. Goodbye and thank you, class. See you next week.